And 5 years later, here we are. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 260 of Opinions May Vary. I'm your host, JR. My co-host with me, Alex.
Hi.
It's just us this week. Just us, because we're doing our yearly celebration. We've been doing this for 5 years. And it's been a whole lot of fun.
I wonder if there's... I don't want to say that we have enemies. It's not an enemy thing. Correct me. It's more like I wonder if there's people who were more along the lines of like, they're not going to last like 20 episodes.
I didn't think we would. And then it turned into like a personal like triumph. It's like, no, we've done it every week. Still every week. Every single week for 5 years. There's been one episode that didn't feature either of us.
Mm-hmm.
There's been one episode that didn't feature just you, right?
Right.
Just the one. And there was one that didn't have me. Other than that, I think that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 257 episodes that feature at least the both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was the extra one I threw in
Math.
too.
The extra one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was the
JVA
JVA one shot talking about Evil Dead. That was a long time ago. We've also peppered in a couple like articles here and there. Joe wrote us a couple reviews and stuff like that. Brett wrote us some stuff. Really neat. And 5 years later, here we are. Alex has been painstakingly throwing together his montage. Remember the first one?
Yeah.
Was it like 15 minutes? Something like that?
You know what? We didn't do a montage for the first year.
I thought we did.
What that's when we still had like our yearly topic,
Right.
and so I think we did
like
the
all
big
the
question,
questions.
like what the questions
Yeah,
were,
yeah.
the flash questions,
Which is on YouTube. If you ever want to reminisce instead of going back and finding the episode, we have uploaded that to YouTube.
Yeah.
So you can hear all the different questions and all that stuff from the different years. But literally just finished, like moments before I pressed record.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're on a little bit of a time crunch because we're leaving for PAX in 10 hours.
About. Looks right.
For the best weekend of the year. I've had a big emotional conundrum, conflict.
Okay.
All week.
Yeah.
Literally all week, because I've been on vacation
Mm-hmm.
since I got out of work on Friday. And I've been on vacation since then. I got my Switch on Friday, my Nintendo Switch, which I can talk at length about later. And I've been on vacation. And I've never been so conflicted because my vacation's rad. It's my first vacation, like at the new job, you know? Like,
yeah.
But the tail end of my vacation is PAX. The Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The last 3 days of my vacation are going to be spent in Boston at PAX with my best friends. So I've never wanted a vacation to get to the end sooner. And I've also never it's that, oh God, I don't want it to end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who wants their vacation to end? So I've had this internal conflict, like, oh man, vacation's already almost over. It's already Thursday. But PAX is tomorrow.
What's going to be worse is the double dose of reality on Monday.
Yeah, Monday's going to be terrible. I had debated taking like an additional like personal day on Monday because I have the time, but my wife convinced me to bank it and save it for another day, which in the end is going to be better.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a brutal Monday. I would have preferred to start my vacation with PAX, but new job and low on the totem pole. I necessarily don't get the...
it's a shame when you're low totem on the man pole.
Exactly. I hate being low on that man pole. It's brutal, but...
Fun adult talk. That's super interesting. Do you get to bank your sick? Like, do you get paid out if you don't use them?
My sick time, no.
Oh,
I can roll over some vacation time.
Okay.
Which I've never been able to do at previous employers.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been able to cash out like sick time or anything like that. I did get like when I left my previous job, they cashed out my remaining personal time. I had like 2 hours left of personal time that I hadn't used, and they randomly got a direct deposit from it. And I was like, I left you 2 weeks ago. Why are you sending me money still? So that was kind of cool. But other than that, yeah, I mean...
For me, each year starts fresh. But if I don't use my personal day or sick day, then I get a check for it.
Mm-hmm.
Which-
Yeah, that's with us. It's use it or lose it.
Mhm.
Well, even then, it's not because it's very frowned upon to be like, "Oh man, I have 8 hours of sick time. I'm just gonna call out to use my." That's not.
Mhm.
That's
You know what's neat? When you and your coworkers get along, because my mom used to be a nurse,
Mhm.
and she would work in the hospital, and like when you have like a good crew with you, you all kind of like you talk it out, and so they'd all have like a couple sick days left, and they would negotiate when they would each take sick days.
good for them.
So it's not like oh, Barbara's taken the last 5 Fridays, no one else
Right.
gets a Friday off. They would like, well, I'll take Saturday, you take Friday, and then we'll switch next week. And like they would work it out.
It's the way it should be.
Yeah.
When my wife worked at a bank for a little bit, it was under the premise of, this is real good entertainment talk,
Right.
here, but it was under the premise of oh hey, you're gonna have to work Saturdays, but it's only gonna be like every other week.
Mhm.
You'll work one Saturday, then you'll be off Saturday. You'll work once, it's you'll trade off with your fellow employees.
Mhm.
She ended up, I think, in the year and a half, almost 2 years that she worked there or whatever it was, I think she had like 2 Saturdays off.
Hmm.
So she worked 6 days a week for, X amount of time. And it was always veiled under the, oh yeah, well, you'll get yours soon. But yeah, so it was a great time. But anyways, PAX is happening. I got my Switch in the mail. I am knee deep in Zelda,
Mhm.
which is beautiful. It's an amazing game. I also hate it because I've never died so many times in a Zelda game before.
It looks like it's super easy to die.
Yep. They made it like there's a lot of things you can do to influence how quickly you're going to die, but you're going to die. You're going to die a lot. I think today alone I probably died a dozen times, which is probably more than I ever died in my entire run through of Ocarina of Time. But it's just you'll walk up to an unsuspecting, generic bad guy and they just one-shot you. It's like, oh, cool. That was rad. Like everything kills you immediately. And
I saw a clip of Link running up a hill, like a steep hill, not quite a mountain, but like there's a goat at the top. And wrong place, wrong time. The goat just charges him.
Yep.
And like the impact didn't do it, but the fall back down the hill killed Link.
Yeah.
And I think there was one where he made it to a safe spot on a mountain and like a boulder came down
Probably.
out of nowhere and crushed him.
Probably. Everyone's comparing it to like, it's the new Dark Souls. Like, oh, I didn't know the sequel to Dark Souls came out, which is like a notoriously hard video game.
Yeah.
Other than, it's beautiful. The story is amazing so far. I'm really digging everything about it. Is just very difficult.
How long
to not
before
die.
a no death run through?
If it hasn't already happened. A buddy of mine was texting me last night about it, and he said that he was already finding speedruns on YouTube.
Is that fun? Like not
Just
experiencing
grinding
the
the game. Like I'm, every open journal on a table I'm reading, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like an open world Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
From the get-go, it's here is Hyrule.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun. And it's enormous. It is, enormous doesn't even begin to justify how large the map is. And you can just go wherever. There are some times where it's like, maybe I'm not going to go here quite yet because I'm, just dying instantly. There's things called guardians and look like spiders, like big spiders.
Mhm.
And they were like, ancient things designed to protect Hyrule, but Ganon turned them bad.
No.
And they annihilate you. They're enormous. They have a ton of health, and it's just one of those things that right now I'm going to stay away from you.
Mm-hmm.
But you can just go anywhere. Like you follow it. Like they give you the set, like what you should do. There are these 4 things, and they're one every. Other Zelda games is like you must do this temple.
Okay.
And then you do this temple, because in this temple you get something that lets you do this temple.
You have to go find Old Man.
Yeah, you need the hook shot. So you can't beat this temple until you get the hook shot. But you need the bow and arrow for this temple. You haven't gotten the bow and arrow yet. This game, it gives you everything right in the beginning. Here's all your shit.
Just use the stick all the way up until you get to Ganon, and then there's no animation for the stick, so you decide to get the Master Sword when the cutscene comes up.
Yeah,
It's
the one
one speedrun I've seen of Zelda.
Well, it's the one to watch, you know, when formerly Cosmo, Narcissa, just destroyed the Ocarinas run and beat it in, like, you know, whatever it was, like 12 minutes or whatever shit. But, like, this game, it's, you know, difficult in a lot of ways, but it's also gorgeous, and the story's incredible, and I'm really digging it so far. The Switch is a very fun machine, in my opinion. I was debating bringing it to PAX this weekend. But, like, it has its downfall, or it has its flaws, which is kind of a bummer. But, I mean, what system doesn't? But I'm digging it so far, even with the one game. I think there's, like, 3 games that you can buy right now, or some shit like that. But I got the one. I debated bringing it to PAX, but it would just be me playing Zelda, so... You guys have fun. At least with, like, you know, 3DS, we can play Smash Brothers. Once you pick up a 3DS, Alex.
I'll just steal my niece's.
You should. But
I was thinking of stealing her 3DS and just getting her all the Street Pass puzzle pieces.
It would take up your entire, like, once you get going with it, it's like you start missing the show. And it's like, I need these puzzle pieces, which I plan on doing all weekend. It's one of the beauties of a show like PAX and most other shows. Like Kineticon is another big one for getting Street Passes, all that stuff, because everyone's just bringing their 3DS. Anyways, this weekend shall be rad. We are meeting up with Colin and Joe tomorrow morning to drive to the Penny Arcade Expo. If you want a nice PAX primer, if you want to learn all about the workings of PAX, listen to last week's episode. Very logistical.
I thought it was interesting.
I did too.
It was like even though you know so much more about it than I do, it's still really interesting hearing all, like, what goes into it and what they're developing.
The stuff that you would never think about. Like, oh, well, obviously, it's just a show. You hire people and you put the show on.
It just happens, right?
Yeah, obviously.
You just show up and there it is.
I'm a paying customer. It should be there. But or you can listen to our PAX review from last year or the year before it. Really, really fun times. But it is our it's our anniversary this year. This week, in the coming, something like March 19th, I think, or March 18th was the day we first uploaded the first episode, or something like that. Was it? Something like that. Huh. I can't remember. I checked the website before we started, but I've already forgotten. You can go back and listen to episode 2. Just don't listen to episode 1 if you want to be nostalgic. Just skip 1, save yourself the headache. Still leaving it up there to remind myself of my past failures.
It's not a failure. It's a learning process.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
So it's year 5. Alex put some stuff together. It's going to take up most of the episode. We have not. This is going to be a live listening too. This is my first complete listen. We're not cutting this in. I think last year we just cut it in. I can't remember if we did a live or if we cut it in. But
I think we did a live.
We're not. This isn't being spliced in, which would be the easy route. We're listening to it right now.
Well, then we get our live reactions afterwards.
It's true. But this is pretty much the only episode you're going to get aside from the stuff you put together. So relish this. You know what I mean? Like the live stuff, quote unquote.
Yeah.
There it is. So Alex put together some montages, some best of moments, which again, you know, another 52 episodes of. I don't know how he has the patience for this shit, but
to be honest, this was like the best of the best because I think I might put together a B-side as well and like just upload that to YouTube. I'm considering it.
Yeah, why not?
It's because it's another 10 hours of work.
It's true that you're not getting paid a single dime for. If anything, you're losing money because
it's still a lot of fun though, and like if anything. These would be the enticing moments to get you to go back and be like, who is that? I want to listen to their complete episode.
Right. Yes, if you have any friends who you're trying to convince to listen to us, just play them the last half of this episode and be like, this is you hear some of this over 52 hours of footage a year.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's be honest, we go over most episodes.
It's true. I can't remember the last time we came in under an hour. We devoted a couple weeks ago. We were like, we're gonna do like 40 minutes, and we ended up doing like an hour and 20. It's funny. We're funny like that. But we're gonna listen to this thing Alex put together here again. We've yet to listen to this ourselves fully. I've yet to hear any of it. Alex has been hearing it in snips over the past couple weeks. But this is our year 5 best of moments and memories extravaganza. I can't think of any better name for it, but it's going to be a little so enjoy. That's going to be all of us, right, for this week, pretty much. We'll come back at the end.
Yeah.
But everyone enjoy the this thing.
Keep it. You're keeping that.
Oh man. I guess I'm just going to keep going. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 238 of Opinions May Vary. I'm your host, JR. I have my co-host with me, Alex.
Hello.
Eminem's going to hear the podcast before a rap battle.
There it is.
And then he's going to throw up his mom's spaghetti, and he's going to be like, boom, Opinions May Vary, mom's spaghetti. They rhyme. It works.
Wow, are you guys into comic books?
A little bit.
God damn
This
it.
room, I wish
God damn it, Matt.
I wish people could see this room that we're sitting in. It's literally a comic book shop. But like a good one.
You almost need when you're new to comic books, you almost need like your very own like comic book Sherpa to just take you through everything, or
Lead you through the
like here's the organizational chart.
Someone was like, Star Wars groups, and me and him were like, pose, and then we just went off on puns with pose. Yeah, it was utterly perfect. And as we were going,
God damn it. All right, that's going to do it for this week.
It's fun, you know. I like I told Jerry Lawler, because Jerry Lawler was going on about, you know, how much he enjoyed the resemblance and all that. And I told him, when you got a cow that gives chocolate milk, you drink chocolate milk.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, write that one down. Take that
Yeah,
one.
that one's mine now.
If I use it, I'll pay you a nickel every time.
Yeah, you just can't use it in Massachusetts. Okay?
Oh, okay.
You
Right.
have that exclusive Connecticut rights.
Yeah, Alan Moore, I'd love to get to a convention just from the stare at people and people be kind of wondering whether to go get their stuff signed or not.
Am I going to be cursed if I go?
Is he going to swallow my soul? Is it worth getting my issue of Watchmen signed?
I think it is worth it.
If you were to go up to Alan Moore and be like, hey man, can you sign this? I'm a big fan, and slap down like before Watchmen #1, do you think he'd just kill you right there?
I think there may be problems.
I mean, you kind of asked for it, so.
Him probably going for you, and Dave Gibbons going, no, hold on, I still need the royalty checks. Hold on.
Joe's describing it. It's like, well, there's a guerrilla secretary, and as you said, like, you're invested in these characters. Because then a raptor shows up. It's like, do you want to see the raptor and the gorilla fight? Yes, but do you want them to? No. You want them to be friends.
and that tension is important. Did you know that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar just wrote a steampunk Sherlock Holmes story?
What?
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
That sounds like nonsense.
Not even joking. Not even joking.
I don't know if you can put together a more like crazy sentence.
I know. It's I haven't.
Were you just rolling dice?
I haven't felt compelled to pick it up and read it.
It sounds like a bad Family Guy cutaway joke.
Glenn Danzig wrote a voice to My Little Pony
This is
episode.
worse than
CM
worse
Punk
than
wrote
the
a
time
Drax
Kareem
episode.
Abdul-Jabbar wrote a steampunk fantasy novel.
Fish Guys.
Next time you're going to tell me CM Punk wrote a Drax issue. What?
Oh, he
that-
wrote a whole series.
That actually happened. Yeah.
I said, come get your arm.
Oh my god.
They just don't hear it enough.
Oh my god. That was. I can't be professional right now. I can't do it.
Yeah, for me, it's about schedule here. I don't mean to take your questions away. I'm just kind of I'm a talker.
Okay. Do it. Just go.
So I
just
will
go.
just
I'm
ramble.
so entrenched in this.
No, this is you've lost like 50,000 subscribers.
You're a funny guy there, Jeff.
Yeah. Or, sorry, 5.
There it is.
subscribers.
There it is.
That's
More like it.
I actually have to change that. I do actually now remember where I actually first saw JR.
Okay.
I believe I first saw him laying on the ground in the back.
Turning up for Norton?
Yeah, I think he was asleep on the floor. I think that was the first place. And I didn't know it at the time. I thought he was homeless.
Oh, man, I passed out.
Like, I love, what is it, Miss Marvel, the new Miss Marvel. You know, I love how she's depicted a lot of times. You know, she's not your, she doesn't have, massive breasts. She has, a woman's physique. But
she's not wearing a bathing suit anymore.
Exactly. And that's the other thing. Who walks around in a bathing suit?
Do you think Spawn was just years and years and years of Todd McFarlane wanting to draw really, excuse my language, really fucked up shit. And then just finally he just went nuts, and he was like, "Oh my god, I can just draw whatever I want right now. I'm so tired of drawing Spider-Man." And he just gasmed it all out. It's just the grossest way to put it.
And then he was like, "I'm going to make this face look like Spider-Man." Wait.
And he can shoot chains.
And his suit's all venom-y. And I have no idea where he came up with the idea.
Let's put a redheaded love interest in there.
Mary Jangela.
So Noah,
yeah,
who I brought with me this year, is going to be the head manager for our haunt.
Yay me! I'm actually going to run around with a string of heads, so I can actually be the head manager.
You got to manage them.
What's wrong with that one? That one's
you know what? He's actually not head manager. The position's open.
I wanted to cosplay Ghost Rider for a while, and everyone's first thought is, how do I light my head on fire?
As a makeup artist, every makeup artist and FX person has had someone ask them, how can I actually set my head on fire?
Yeah, that's...
like 2 months ago.
Step one is to not do it.
Yeah.
I'll find a way.
Lose my phone number.
Like, one of the first topics that comes up, I'm not going to say what was drawn, because that would... But one of the first topics was fisting. And the thing that Russo Rojo drew right, the thing that he drew on the canvas, like as soon as, because like at first it's like, what is he drawing? Oh my god! And then it's like, you know, like Dreamweaver starts playing in your head because like you fall in love with it, and then it was just like. It was
now
beautiful.
I gotta add Dreamweaver to the Art Fight Unleashed playlist. That just makes sense to me now.
I don't just sit there and jerk off my turret, you know?
So in regards to Anime Boston itself, like, I think that has the most different atmosphere. the most different. It has an atmosphere.
The most good.
It was very nice, and I liked it. Somebody else talk.
And wear your mom's face as a mask.
Which one's that?
The doof.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
that's
know that.
creepy.
Yeah.
I knew he had a mask.
I spent a lot of time on Wikipedia.
Super creepy.
The doof warrior.
See,
That's super creepy.
if I could choose a vehicle, it would be like the Doofmobile, except instead of speakers, it would be refrigerators. And that would be the food warrior.
And they would love you.
It's Doof backwards.
Doof is food.
Welcome.
God damn it, Alex. I want to be mad, but it's brilliant, so I can't even. Do your fridges shoot flames?
Flame-throwing refrigerator.
Do you have like a grill?
It's a barbecue.
It's a barbecue. Yep.
I'm dying to know, since you've become editor, how often do you demand pictures of Spider-Man?
Oh, fair play. I've been making pictures of J. Jonah Jameis demanding pictures of Spider-Man more often.
It's so meta.
Honestly, if you're a nerd journalist in any way, you love JJ.
You get it, you know? You side with him.
He's the best. So
he's a menace.
He was a yeah.
The ultimate Spider-Man headline is always going to be Spider-Man, threat or menace.
There's only one answer. It's obviously menace.
A thremenace.
Thremenace.
Nice.
These are just our hot takes. I've been saying hot takes. That's like the new thing, are hot takes. This is my immediate reaction. Right now, we are no better than a stupid YouTube React channel. Oh, no, we are better than them because we're not a stupid YouTube React channel.
Every time Jared says hot takes, I am unamused.
Yeah, you cringe a little bit. And that just makes me want to say it more. But
I think it's a cool term, and I'm excited to give a hot take.
And I ended up buying 3 pages. Which,
thank God.
which was like, it's like, oh, that's all you walked out with? Because like the offers that were being thrown in your face. I believe the entire stack was up for grabs at one point.
That's my dream in life, is to sell the whole stack of artwork and then just like take it easy the rest of the weekend.
As when he dropped that, he was like, the whole stack's X amount. Like I puckered up a bit and I was like, Alex, you have a very important decision to make right now.
if you can do your best work, right? Do your best work always. And don't be a dick, right? it's like really, you know, it's like that. Isn't that the key, right? Isn't it like those? If you got those two things, shit, man. You know, it's like, so that's kind of it. So don't be a dick, and do your best work always. And then that will kind of ultimately, it'll kind of work. It'll just unfold. It'll be organic. It'll just happen. You know, so that's kind of how I look at it. I don't approach anything like being very cavalier. I want to do my best all the time, and then people take notice, and then people want to work with you, and then you want to work with other people, and it just kind of grows.
Those hot takes,
literal. If you overdo hot takes,
we're not even hot taking right now.
I know.
We're giving a nice synopsis of a one-day event that we attended.
I've decided if you overdo hot takes again, I will do the rest of the episode
in Nerd Voice.
We're
going to lose all of our listeners.
Where he just kind of like motions forward, and that was what I illustrated. And this woman walks by the table, and she looks at it, and she goes, "I have to buy this." I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "My mother was making brownies one day, and she did something to the egg beater, and it literally covered her entire body with it." with like brownie batter all over her, and the only thing that she could do, because she couldn't open her mouth and her mouth was covered with it, was to just motion like Magua. So we nicknamed her Magua. I was like, that's ridiculous. I was like, you can have it. I don't even care. That's the funniest thing I've heard.
That story was payment.
So that was a funny one.
It's like, no, you idiot. It's Yellow Sun. It's not. What are you talking about?
I just picture you saying this like a small child. You fucking idiot.
What is wrong?
Who told you that?
Kind of ridiculous to say that people came for, you know, my takes, hot takes, if you will. But
would you ever part with them?
There would be, yeah.
Is there a price for everything in this room?
Yeah, there is.
That's fair.
It's even you.
That's fair.
Even my own body parts.
Make no mistake, I think they posted up on their Instagram the other day. I don't know if it's Sean Costas or Cyanide and Happiness. Is what is it? Just sort of like a random commission or a sketch card or something like that, where it was literally like a Voltron made of Hitlers. Like they're not afraid to do something terrible.
You gotta like ease her into it. It's like butt sex. Like,
wow.
And Gunnar Henson is there. Gunnar Henson's the original Leatherface.
Right.
And I go, hey, years and years ago you signed this for me, but I did this, and I tell him the whole story.
Yeah.
I'm like, could you actually sign it?
Uh-huh.
And he opens up and he looks at it and he goes, that's not my signature. What? Then who signed my book? He goes, I don't know. One of the other ones, I don't know. And instead, so
one of the other ones.
So he still doesn't sign it. He just closes it and hands it back to me.
Oh.
And leaves. That was like, it happened to be like the end of the day. And that was like, he's like, all right, this happened. Now I'm done. I'm leaving. And now he's dead. So, you know.
Wow.
End of the story.
So, like, did he just walk away?
He just walked away. He's like, that's not my handing.
Really? After chainsawing his own leg, he can still walk?
I was about to fire Kyle, but now you're fired.
You're comparing two different things, and his response to that was, no, they're both conventions. Well, yeah, they're both conventions, but
so you go if he goes to like a sales convention and he's like, where's all the cosplay?
You guys are all dressed as businessmen.
This is lame.
Guys selling a vacuum. This is bullshit.
He just shows up as like One Punch Man.
Where's
he thinks everyone's Phoenix Wright.
Well played.
Objection, am I right? What?
Would you like
Sir,
to
sit down.
buy a vacuum?
This guy's kind of an idiot because of the circumstances of the crime. He's just an idiot. Like he's the idiot for one, trying to kill at all, but like two, for doing it so stupidly that
so he did not pull off the perfect crime.
No, he did not stab someone with an icicle. The perfect crime.
The evidence is gone.
Where'd it go? It's just some water on the ground.
Like an inflatable whale with a penis taped to it.
Yeah.
That happened. But my favorite part of that show was waiting in line outside in New York City and hearing all the different people's pronunciations of his last name. Because everyone thinks that they have it right.
Poloniak.
Yeah, it's. I believe, and I heard him say his name. I think a couple times. I believe it's Palinuk. So when people come up and said, "Is this the line for?" Nobody said it. It was amazing. I heard they add so many Pahunichuk. Like people butcher this name. Is this the one? And like, yes, it's the one. That was my favorite. No, wait.
Is this line for Chuck? Chuck who?
Who's Chuck?
Which Chuck you looking for?
Yeah, you know, you're being kind of ambiguous here.
You know, Pala.
Glad to Vorodinik, though. But it made waiting in the freezing cold. Gotcha with that one.
That came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Let's take a quick laugh break on OMV.
So my point was,
we think we're funny. Right. Yeah. I've read about Event Horizon. I've seen part of the end. Sam Keith? Is that his name? Sam
Keith draws the max.
Yeah, at least I got someone's name. Oh, man.
That ex-girlfriend I mentioned, we went to New York for a trip.
Yeah.
And that was when I think the Met was having a whole section dedicated to can't think of his name, the fashion guy who like does a lot of stuff with Lady Gaga.
McQueen?
Yes.
Was it McQueen? Yeah.
Yeah. Steve? No.
Alexander.
He's the actor.
Steve McQueen is not a fashion designer.
I'm not one to really like approach tables. I mentioned it a couple weeks ago too. I get painfully shy in front of people who I admire, and like I remember I remember walking up to Ross last year and be like, "Yo, man, dicks on the canvas, am I right?" And he was clearly like exhausted, but he was he gutted it out. He dealt with me, and I was like, "Hey, thanks, man. Okay, I'm gonna leave. Bye."
I've got a couple of Adventure Time books coming out that are not comics. I wrote the Adventure Time cookbook.
Really? I didn't know about that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't write the recipes. A chef did, but like I wrote all the flavor text, all the jokes and such.
I wonder if it's really tough to get like the recipe just right for putting bacon in the pancakes.
I mean, obviously that recipe is on the cover of the book.
They'll work it in.
Yeah, like don't worry, they figured out the bacon pancakes.
No, but like, this is a good time, man. I'm going to be on every week,
right?
Oh, well,
I guess we have a new host.
I mean, I'll be the main host.
I'll just give you the show.
Normally,
I'll take the gym.
Normally, this takes at least 13 episodes to get qualified. But I mean, why not? You're in now. So.
Maybe let's make that decision together.
When you came in with that broken, crazy top hat, like who's this guy who looks like he's going to possibly murder me or not, or just serve me some breakfast?
I mean, there's always a good chance of either.
They can use arthroscopic tools. They can go in there with like little robots and stuff, long poles, kind of through the camera.
What's in the way of your right one?
Your liver.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it was your left, they could make like 3 tiny cuts, 2 cuts to go in and like do the work, and 1 to pull the kidney out. Whereas on the right side, they just blast you open. I think mine was like a 9-inch cut, and you have to like move your liver out of the way to get to the kidney.
2 seconds. I need you to realize the visual that you put into my head with blast you open. It's like they set a charge on you,
dynamite,
and then they Junkrat. They crouch down and they press the button, and then you explode, and they just right there is what they need.
Yeah.
But the person who got me did a little like sensationalism in order to get my attention. So she hands me the sticker and it says 1979 Revolution, and she goes, "This game's already banned in Iran." And I go, "Okay,
you have my attention."
Why? Well, it sort of like it hit me true neutral because I'm like, well, I don't know what it takes to get a game banned in Iran.
I commend you, sir.
I was also ignoring my family, which my brother was kind of to come over and use his truck to help pull out stumps in my yard that I cut down a bunch of trees. And I was
Adulting,
like,
am I right?
Inside, like, watching the screen like it should have been done an hour ago.
I have to buy tickets to Comic-Con.
Anyway.
Wait, that's amazing. You got out of manual labor, got somebody else to clear your lawn, and you got to be a nerd? I definitely bow to your might, sir. Well done.
I think that's the American dream. That's really what we're all just trying
Alex
to get
is
out of
living
this
it.
life.
I thought he looked good, man. I like it.
For a 60-something-year-old?
He's not. He's like 51
For a
years
50-something-year-old who's been doing this thing as long as he's been doing it?
26 years.
Looks better than me.
He started in 90, so...
I was 4.
I'm against.
So.
He,
Good one.
Ha!
I like that one.
That was an Alex joke there.
Terrible.
I'm going to use that one now.
Why, Alex?
There's like this is like Riot's official statement on their ruling. They put a TLDR at the beginning. And he was like, "That's kind of unprofessional if you're trying to make a serious allegation."
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Too
just
long,
like,
didn't read.
Yeah, TLDR. It's like
It's like a way of summarizing a really long thing. Like, oh, if it's too long for you and you didn't read it, what I meant was I got caught jerking off in the shower by my mom.
Oh shit, we have to put those on on bills that we pass.
Yeah, right.
Senator writes
It's just like
a new law.
The Congress guy stand up. TLDR. There will be no more jerking off in the.
I saw a post that said Twitch was passing out deodorant.
Yep, Twitch had deodorant at their booth.
And like they were saying, like, is that insulting? Should they not be?
No, some people stink, man.
Also,
some people just don't, we've talked about it before.
That's hardly the most insulting thing to come out of Twitch. So.
Exactly.
Will he bleed? No.
But I mean, it's Brett. This is a good pick.
I know, right?
Because
it's a knife, actually. I'm on fire today.
I wonder how long it takes a performer to do serious stuff before they just go,
Yeah, right.
About 218 episodes.
Yeah.
This year we saw a lot of people get called out for stealing artwork, throwing a shitty filter over it, and then slapping a price tag on it, calling it theirs, their originals or whatever you want to say. And then when they get called out, they, I didn't know that was someone else's. I just happened to draw it the exact same way. Like, have you ever seen these people at shows and just wanted to fight them in the face? Like, I just remember seeing Tracer everywhere, and then it was the Tracer controversy with the butt pose and all that stuff.
They actually were going to go a lot more risque with Torbjorn originally, but when that happened with Tracer, they pulled back on his butt too, because his armor was much tighter, if I can say that.
It's like missed opportunities, man.
It's a shame.
Yeah, so you'll never see that. I mean, maybe one day the original design for him will surface, but I know they pulled it back immediately once the controversy happened with Tracer, and it's kind of a shame, but maybe it'll surface at one point.
The best part is I can't even tell if you're joking. I'm just gonna believe it blindly, and that's fine.
Once this hits the internet, like if fans that are creative hear this, they're gonna make their own.
Listen, hey, please, I would love to see all the artists out there. I would love to see their version of the tight armor on Torbjorn. That sounds hilarious.
The sexy Torbjorn butt pose.
Oh no!
Sure. And don't go too far, though, folks. Don't go too far.
Yeah, we don't need to destroy Blizzard.
Minus the turret.
Tasteful, sexy is fine. I don't want Torbjorn porn. Torbjorn.
There. Oh, you fit right in.
Torbjorn. I don't want that. That's going too far. Please don't tweet that stuff to me.
Bjornborn.
But if it's funny, I'm happy to see it. Absolutely.
What about your dream con?
Dragon Con.
That's kind of what everybody
Yeah.
says.
I mean,
Shut up, Alex. You're a piece of shit.
Like, what's the funniest thing that you can say in like an operatic, very important voice? I like big butts, and I cannot lie. And I'm like, damn it.
But like, no one has ever like come up to me and been like, where's your monocle, son? It's just it's. And
I want to use that now.
It's Sean, Hunter, and that other guy's triple threat from 2004.
Oh, the other guy.
The other guy. We're not saying his name this time. We're going one full episode without saying his name so I can get hired by this company.
But then the parents will pop in months later, and all of a sudden they see their son or daughter just do something phenomenal. Like, whoa, that's really cool. Which, yeah, that's awesome. But what I like better than that is when I have a parent come in going, my son had straight D's when they came in, and now they're on honor roll. I don't remember you guys offering a tutoring service, but whatever you're doing, keep it up.
I'm gonna
Never mind, Mike. Sorry.
We go back and forth because we like debate on like, well, we can't make it to San Diego. It's too far away.
Okay.
But if me and Jar were to have one on this side of the coast, like our dream one, he always says Heroes Con and I always say Dragon Con. So whenever one of us gets proven wrong, we like give the other one a look.
We get super like, yeah, you know.
Because like we had on that guy Tom Frank, he's like, he got so many artists at Heroes Con, and Jar's like, yeah, Heroes Con, huh?
Yeah.
Like, shut up, Drew.
Heroes Con is essentially like it's more for artists, comics, art, and things like that. Whereas Dragon Con, you're just gonna have a fucking good time. Excuse my language. From what I understand, we haven't been to either of them, but from what everyone who's told us, it
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a running tally board for who's got the most
We
votes?
haven't. I'm not gonna lie. They said that, like the look, and I started looking for a tally board. I'm like, you got to be keeping track of this somewhere.
You already had me on. You don't have to keep buttering me up.
Hey
it's
man,
fine.
you know, maybe we want to have you on again, so I just want to make sure that you leave thinking like Jeremy called me a good dude.
He
Said
winked at
Jeremy.
Alex though when he was done. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
We'll get him.
Trying to get me out of the show,
We're
out of the
we're
room.
gonna shred him as soon as he leaves.
Kirby was like, I look forward to you talking about New York Comic Con. And we were like,
yeah.
So I thought if they could fuck up a retelling of this legend, I'll do my own, and I'll make them all dude bros, because the samurai were the dude bros of that era. So, and at some point this year, I'm gonna be doing a Bro Jimbo, which will be a bro version of Yojimbo.
Awesome.
Because that's where we're at now.
It sounds like I need to read up on Yojimbo then.
Yeah.
Just so I can understand Bro Jimbo.
It's
I mean,
one of
is there
the best
anyone that you
Kurosawa
couldn't?
movies.
Is there anyone that couldn't be turned into a bro, like a dude bro, and it wouldn't be funny? Like I think it would always be funny.
Yeah.
I just immediately go to like Dragon Bro Z.
The Brohiram, the writers of Brohan.
Attack on Broton. Does that work?
I had him.
Brotack on
Attack in the
Titan.
City.
These are all copywritten.
Bros
Don't
in the Shell.
Bro in the Shell. Oh my god.
Tri-Brown.
Broast in the Shell.
Tri-Bro. Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I like that one.
That needs to happen. So there you go. We're spitting out just years of material for you down the line, Jamie. Like,
yeah, man. I just popped the collar. It's great.
This is what I've become.
that stupid little book that I did outsells all of my other things whenever I go to a convention. So it's like, I should obviously be doing more of this dumb shit.
Everybody is trying to promote their various stuff. So, I mean, you're at the point now where it's like, okay, everybody's out there. I mean, I have my web series. I don't have a web series, but everybody has a web series. Like, they're like, oh, check out my web series.
Or a podcast.
Or check out this content. Or check out this podcast. You know, let me tell you something. There's a lot of podcasts out there. You know, tons. And I would think thousands at this point. But I'm going to tell you what. This one is definitely, this is one of them.
It sure is.
Oh, man.
This is the one that I was on. And obviously, you know, I used to be somebody in my life.
It's pretty. I have to bring it up. I have to. There's a long running gag, I guess, between Alex and I. Where I was like, "Yo, man, someday we gotta get down to."
If we were to travel to a convention, like you know, aside from San Diego, like which one would we want to travel to go to?
Yeah, and I was like, "Yo, we gotta go to North Carolina and check out Heroes Con."
And I'm like, "No, we got to do Dragon Con."
And like a bunch of people were like, "Yo, Dragon Con's like the best con ever." And I was like, "But Heroes Con has like a lot of artists, and everyone's like, you know, well, Dragon Con's like a 4-day party."
So
you know,
That's true. It depends on what you're going for. Honestly, like if you're going for like if the cosplay and the party atmosphere is what you're in for, Dragon Con will not treat you wrong. Like that one will take care of you, and you'll probably have stories like you would not believe. You'll see things that will change you. Like no joke. I will never forget the first year I went, and they do this parade at Dragon Con every year, and every year it gets bigger and bigger and more epic. And one year, first year I happened to go, they were doing a Guinness World Record challenge. So they were challenging how many people in costume they could march through the city. And it was the most epic thing I've ever seen in my life. And it was actually specifically Star Wars. So you had legions of stormtroopers marching through the city with the PSA sounding the theme from Star Wars, like dun 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 dun.
That's like terrifying.
And I mean, it was epic. Like,
it's like actually having an army.
You would be like, we need to leave the city like stat. Like, this is like the Imperial forces have just the Imperial forces have entered the base. The Imperial like, it was epic.
Mic drop.
Epic. And I mean, it was just like, it kept going. I mean, we're talking like 30, 40 minutes just standing there watching this, and your jaw's just on the floor like, how many freaking costumes did they have to get for this? Like, this is nuts.
Do you know if they ended up getting the record?
Oh, they broke the record big time.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
that year they broke the record. I don't know if somebody's topped them. I know Japan has some pretty epic ones too. Yeah. So,
it's funny
though.
It
was awesome.
As you were telling, like, which cons you like we each had our moment of smirkness. Because, like, you mentioned Hero, and I'm back here like, yeah, what do you think about that, Alex? And then, like, you immediately after you bring up Dragon Con, and he's just like, yeah, fuck you.
Every time we have
those are my two favorites. Like, I mean, and it's not just me. A lot of artists say the same ones too. Like, I mean, if comics are your thing, I would say Heroes is definitely the better one.
Right.
Like, if you're really interested mostly in the comic world, that is definitely the one to go to. If you're interested in media and, like, you know, fantasy and sci-fi and everything else, I would say Dragon Con is going to eclipse Heroes on an epic scale. But yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you're gravitating towards. What do you guys want to go for, you know?
Right.
Goggles say steampunk. People can say whatever they want. They can say it's Gears. Goggles say steampunk.
I'm sorry, I just had images of Dave being like, it's perfectly fine if you buy. You know, like, spitting, clearing it out of his...
I already said, one day I'm just going to make you an outfit. and you're going to feel so bad you're going to have to wear it. And to be honest, I've already decided, I've designed it. It's going to have a Batman t-shirt built into it so you can ultimately feel comfortable. I've seen that. I think you posted a photo that had you in the Batman thing at like a family reunion. I was getting worried you only had one shirt.
But something about the haunting industry is really, it's such a tight-knit group, you know what I mean? We really look out for one another, you know, even from across the country.
When it shouldn't be us versus us, because it's us versus the guests.
That is a great, you know what? I am going to rip you off. I am going to post that on my Facebook first chance I get. And I'm going to say, I thought of this, and Alex is full of shit.
It should always be us versus the guests or us versus the customers. We got to scare them, or if they're being a rowdy drunk asshole, then, you know, we have to.
Gloves are off,
we have to, you know, protect each other and look out for each other. So.
It's the proceeds for all of the art that we sell this coming weekend are going to go to the Connecticut Children's Medical Center and Operation Hammond. So Pac-Man Guzzling Cum is going to help a kid fight cancer, flat out.
Now I'm not in retail. I'm being... Nah, I don't want to talk about that. It's time to be ambiguous about a new job.
How can it not be true?
Just like how, like... I'm a skeevy pervert because someone's going to hack that. Just me saying I'm a skeevy pervert. Because have you ever
make a note of that?
Have you ever heard I'm a skeevy pervert? I'm just going to leave some silence there so you can cut that up.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Yep. I'm a skeevy pervert. I'm a skeevy pervert. Science is beautiful sometimes, and
space is important.
It's really important.
More important than the oceans.
More important than the thing that survived. Oh man,
there's living things on our own planet that we don't know about yet.
Let's go to space though. By the way, Opinions May Vary is going to be selling prints at Boston Comic Con this year. No, we're not. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up that we have talent.
You're gonna sell what? You're gonna sell
shitty filter prints?
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
I got this really good one of Venom and like his tongue's wrapping around like the whole picture. I came up with the idea, not anyone else.
Yeah, the artist is called Deadward Mancy.
I've heard of that guy. I have a shitty filter print of that one too. I'm going to be selling. Show him.
I say my name on television now, and I think that helps, even though it's public access. Anytime you're saying your name on television, hopefully things get better. So, still waiting for that call, Vince. I didn't mention once in this episode, so you should totally. Oh no!
We'll bleep it. We'll bleep it.
Please beep it.
What you might not be making in money, you're making in friends.
Friends and family. You can quote Scott Hall. I've already got friends. I'd like to make some money.
Damn.
I do not need Gatorade right now. I appreciate it.
I know you're talking, but sorry.
Oh man, that's a good
Pull
soundbite
that
right there.
clip later.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that.
Put that
You're
in Colin's
welcome.
adventure.
And this has been whoops. Oh man, I closed my notes. What episode is this?
I'm really glad we're out of time because I gotta pee.
Maybe, just maybe, you should just act like Tracer's sexuality is the payload. So then you can fucking ignore it like you always do. And they'd all spam GGWP. It's like if you finish it, and then like he'd beat the devil out of his brush because whenever he cleans his brush, he whacks it against his easel, and he says, beat the devil out of it. And then the Twitch chat starts spamming "Rip Devil" because this was back in like the 50s or whatever.
No, this was 1991.
I'm an idiot. God.
December 16th, 1991.
Yes, 50 fucking times. OMV After Dark. This episode is a dumpster fire, and it's all my fault. And this has been episode 227 of Opinions May Hot Takes. Very. So until then, I'm JR.
I'm Alex.
And this has been episode 229 of Opinions May Vary. Alex, it's on you now. Come on, you have to shut it off. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's done?
Yeah.
That went by shockingly fast for me.
That was a little over 37 minutes.
One thing I gotta say about us.
Yeah.
We're funny.
Yeah.
For 37 minutes out of 52 hours, we were kind of funny to ourselves. And maybe other people also found us funny.
I hope so.
But that was a nice trip down memory lane. I
Yeah.
forgot about literally all of that. That was really neat. I really dig those.
Me too.
Yep.
It's a lot of work, but I don't mind making them.
Labor of love.
Yeah. Yep.
You are a true soldier. I don't deserve you.
Oh. We took up some time talking before the clip ran, so I don't know how much we have left.
We're at about 53 minutes.
Okay. A thing that I never got to earlier in the year, the season, whatever. When we had on Ty Swanson of Sideshow Thrills, a sideshow performer, I regret not promoting one of the guys that works with him. This guy, he mentioned Ray Valens on the show a couple times, and I almost feel bad because Ray is such a cool dude. He's another sideshow freak show performer guy. But, he legit looks like a rock star. He's the kind of guy who, if he's hanging out at a bar somewhere, you're not going to bother him because he's too cool for you. He, legit looks like he's amazing. And there's times where you could be mistaken and think that performer kind of that they might be kind of too haughty or, they don't have time for peasants or whatever.
Right.
This guy, Ray, so he comes to theme park, for 4 weeks out of the year maybe 3 weeks, like only weekends, and he sees me and Brett like for, he's seen us for like 20 days total in the past 3 years, right? And so like I'll see him and be like, oh cool, Ray's back. And then in my head, I'm like, I don't know if he remembers me. Can he tell me and Brett apart? Because these two bearded dudes. And he, like, immediately lights up. He's like, Alex, how you doing? And, like, he remembers me. He says hi. He's such a cool dude. And, like, and I didn't credit him on Ty's episode. And I kind of regret that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he's the nicest guy who, like, remembers stuff he talked about 3 years ago. It just like smashes any expectation of like, well, this guy's probably a diva because he's such a rock star.
Right.
He's such a cool dude. And that also speaks to like the kind of people that Ty brings in to help him out and work shows with him and everything. Like Ty's a good guy, Ray's awesome, and I regret like not saying how cool Ray was when I had the chance to talk about Sideshow Thrills.
You have redeemed yourself.
I hope so.
You did it. Go back and listen to Ty's episode, by the way. That was one of my favorite ones in like recent memory.
He was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a really good one.
It's one of the things I don't know how to put it. Like,
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I want to thank you for doing this with me.
Oh, shut up.
Because people don't always understand, like, you go to a convention and you can just go to a show somewhere and you can, like, talk to someone and you leave and you're done with that person forever. And, like, we kind of keep that up and we have a reason to keep talking to them. Like, are we friends with Jamie Noguchi now?
We think we are.
Like this, these guys that paint these gorgeous, amazing pictures, just beautiful pieces of art, and like, are we friends with Daniel Govar and Tony Moy? Like, because like we're chatting with him like we're longtime pals, and we're making jokes and chuckling and everything, and he's telling us about his peacocks and everything.
Yeah,
and it's like, is this all it took for us to be friends? Like, did I make all these friends doing this show with you? This is amazing.
I will absolutely follow that line and convince myself that we are friends, even if they, were just humoring us. And yeah, these guys who just won't leave me alone at this convention and ask me to be on their stupid podcast. But whatever. If it gets other people to enjoy their work as well,
mm-hmm.
I think that's what we've always set out to do. And it sounds so lame, but it's just we want to show people cool shit. I think we've always, back when, after we decided that we weren't going to be a news podcast anymore, if that was ever even decided, I think the main goal is to have been, we saw this cool thing and we want other people to see this cool thing in
mm-hmm.
hopes that they also think this thing is cool.
I wouldn't mind if there's listeners that we don't know about that think they're friends with us too.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like if they listen to us so much and like they know how we think or what we, if we get each other. Because when you busted out the Klaatu Vratu Nick, that killed me.
That was just throwing it like it was a throwaway.
But like you recognize, like recognizes like. But I wanted to say like our friend Dave, we've hung out and like he's heard Joe and Colin and John all talk and have a good time. And like there's times where he still feels like he's a listener or an outsider. I was like, Dave, you can come hang with us. Like,
yeah.
We can be friends. You just got to watch him and pretend it's like a live episode. Which for one episode, he made at least like 3 cuts into the.
At least, I think it was probably like more like 4 or 5. I think.
Yeah.
That I recalled hearing.
Yeah.
Him.
But hopefully, if people run into us, they will get along because they'll know, what we're into, and like hopefully we've introduced some cool stuff to people.
That's the goal. Here's this thing that we like. Maybe you'll like it too. If not, tune in next week. We'll have hopefully another thing.
Yeah.
Or we'll just bitch about comics. Either way. But 5 years is pretty cool. I remember the good old days of watching Comic Book Men and thinking, I could do that. I want to do a podcast. That could be fun. And then buying a soundboard off Craigslist.
My throwback on this day, Facebook, whatever, showed me when I posted a cover to one of the New 52 Rob Liefeld covers. and it was you, me, Brett, Justin, all just bashing the hell out of it. And like every couple of comments, Jared would just come in and go, "Podcast topic."
Yeah.
Because we hadn't started yet. It was the Hunter versus Hawk and Dove. It was a Hawk and Dove issue.
Oh yeah, God, that was.
I was like, "What is that fist even gripping?"
Oh.
And Jared was like, "Let's talk about an episode.
Money.
Let's make an episode."
A lot of money. But before we finish up, before we do our usual send off, Alex also put together. There's the 2 compilations every year. There's like the best of, and then there's our compilation of send offs from all the guests that were. It's all the new guests.
This is everyone.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone who was on this year.
To the best of my ability.
For the most part, probably.
Yeah.
Who was on this year? Obviously, we owe all of them an enormous debt of gratitude. Is that the proper saying?
Yeah.
For
lending us their time and their humor,
hours.
their wits.
Yep. And humoring us and letting us ask them stupid questions so we could record it and put it on the air. So really, they're the real MVP, to use an overused meme. But yeah, this is enjoy this montage here of a lot of people saying their names. So until next week, I'm JR.
I'm Alex.
I'm Mike.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Molly.
And I'm the Emperor of the Renfork Empire.
And I'm Scott.
I'm Matthew James.
And I'm Ryan Vela. I don't know what.
I'm Steph. And I'm Victoria.
I'm Andy.
I was Colin.
I'm Joe.
And I am Brett Kelly.
And I'm Dan.
And this has been episode 219.
And I'm Will. I am Rob. Thank you very much.
I've been Brandon.
And I've been Marty Day.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Ed.
This has been
nice to meet you guys.
Oh, he is this guy.
I'm Bob.
I'm Chris.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Brendan.
I was Jeff.
And I'm Kirby.
And I'm Israel.
And I was Chris Hastings.
And I'm Jess.
And I'm Keith Silverstein.
I'm Jamie.
Do it again.
Yeah. So until next time,
I'm Alex.
I'm JR.
And I was still Dave.
Is Mr. Keith Champagne.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on the show.
And I've been Bill with 1 L, I guess.
All right, thank you so much. I hope we'll have you back on before another 90 episodes goes by.
I'd love to. Always fun chatting with you guys.
And I was John.
I'm going to miss you, Alex.
And I'm Noah. Hi, bye. Goodbye. I love you all.
I miss you too.
Be scary. Live the scary life.
I'm Babs who takes pictures.
I'm Delirious.
I'm Ken.
And I'm Ty.
And I'm Allie.
And I'm their friend John. I don't know if you know me, but I sometimes come on the show.
And I'm Will.
That was gorgeous.
Perfect.
It really was. It was a perfect year.
Yeah.
A lot of neat names, a lot of cool people, a lot of very old friends who, again, humor us. And, hey, man, we don't have a guest this week. You want to come on? Sacrifice your night? You want to give us your entire night? Hang out with us? Sure. Yes. You are all amazing people. Alex, you're amazing for putting those together. Much thanks for providing that, because I've sat down a couple of times to be like, I want to make something fun. And I get like literally 2 minutes in and I'm like, fuck, this is so much work. I could be playing Overwatch right now.
There's some points where I just look at the squiggles, and then there's points where I will listen to entire episodes at like 1.5 speed.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone sounds like chipmunks.
But you get the meat, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what matters, is the meat. The good old meat. But with all that beautiful, those beautiful montages, it is time to end today. We have to go pack and charge all of the electronics and get everything, all the games put together for Hotel Shenanigans, because we are leaving for PAX in the morning, dealing with some snow. While we were listening to that first montage, I was checking out Reddit. People were posting weather updates.
Huh.
They're saying, unless you went up tonight, you're probably screwed in the morning. So, pretty...
It's only supposed to be like an inch or 3.
Yeah, but traffic.
You
know, but I think we're going to be leaving early enough in the morning that we shouldn't hit it.
Well, this conversation is documented now.
It is, yeah.
We'll
God
see.
Damn it. Oh, well. I'm going to live to regret saying that. But either way, we're eventually going to be at PAX. And it's going to be fantastic. And if you're at PAX, hopefully we'll see some of our friends.
If you see us, come say hi.
Yeah, we'll be wearing the shirts.
If you ever see us anywhere,
we have the shirts now.
Come say hi.
And the pins.
$5.
We have so many pins. But they're limited. There's only one batch.
Yeah.
So get them while they're hot.
For now.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we make another batch,
there's
going to be a subtle change.
Yeah,
it's not going to be the original limited, so you're going to want to pick one of those up like right now. Alex at omvpodcast.com if you want to. Or just contact us somewhere else. Whatever. Anyways, I have to go start packing. I have to get this uploaded first because we're going to be gone the next 2 days unless I bring my laptop with me, and this thing is heavy as shit. So that's not happening. So I'm going to get this uploaded. Like what you're listening, if you're listening to this like Friday or Saturday, this is like hot off the press.
Yeah,
it's like fresh, sizzling,
it's warm to the touch.
Yeah, still bleeding, to put it grossly.
I mean, it gets cooked a little bit.
A little, you know. Knock the chill off is what my dad always says. That's the way he likes his meat. You just warm it up a little bit.
Give me some time. Keep an eye out, and we'll have a B-side of the best of put on to our YouTube channel.
YouTube.com/OMV podcast, I believe. I think it is, yeah. I think Facebook is the only thing that's actually / opinions may vary.
Instagram is opinion may vary.
Right.
Yeah.
Follow us on all
those things.
All the things. Yeah.
Check those out. Talk to us.
Put it in the Google. You'll find us. Anyways, we have to go get ready for PAX, which is my favorite sentence in the world. Alex, thanks for putting all that shit together. You're an amazing human being.
You're good too.
You are.
We're both okay.
We get the job done.
We're all right.
5 years. Thanks to everyone who has helped us out throughout this 5 years. We are nothing without you. So until the next 5 years, 10 years, eventually.
We'll see.
Be on the lookout for some PAX coverage soon. Post a bunch of pictures and all that stuff. Got some cool stuff lined up. So until then, I was JR.
I'm Alex.
And this has been episode 260 of Opinions May Vary.